welcome back to the channel. Today we'll be learning on how to do different types of braids for horse's mane, like what I'm going to do with him. So I hope you guys enjoy. Alright, so the first thing we're going to want to do is we're going to take him and we're going to separate off a good sized piece of hair for the braid to go into. And once we get that separated, mine is about that size right here. And then what we're going to do is we're going to move that other main pieces aside. And we're going to section it into 3 different parts. See? Like that. Once we get into sections into 3 parts, what you're going to want to do is you're going to make an X with it. You can kind of see it, I think. There. And once you make that X, then you're going to want to take it and you're going to want to fold it back over. And you're just going to want to keep repeating the X over X kind of thing. Like this. There. And once you do it enough, then you should be left with a pretty nice braid. But this is only going to be the first type of braid we're going to do. Kind of like this, where it's kind of tightly woven but not too tight. That it breaks off their mane. And there. Then once you get to this point, you're going to want to take your band and you're going to want to wrap it around 4 or 5 times, most likely, depending on the thickness of the horse's mane. With my pony Noodles, he only needs it wrapped around about once. So he shouldn't, most horses, have more of a thinner mane, but miniature ponies have a thicker mane. But it's and as you can see, it's got a nice little tie knot at the end here. But up here, it's a little bit, it's sectioned off big enough for him. Right here. Right here. And then as you go down, you can kind of see it's pretty tight as it goes down. And then this band has 5 twists in it until it goes down to the edge. Okay, now we're going to move on to type of braid number 2. This one is kind of more interesting than the others. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to take your mane, a little bit bigger section this time, and you're going to want to section off one piece off the middle and top, like this. So I did it about this middle piece to this bigger piece. What you're going to want to do is you're going to hang on to the piece that you sectioned off at the top. And to make it easier, what you might want to do is you want to take the bottom piece and you're going to want to put a band around this bottom piece here so that you don't accidentally grab it when you're trying to grab the top one. And once you get it like that, then you're going to want to go and grab a second band for this one. And you're just going to want to keep this one with you so you don't have to get up and let go of your braid. So what you're going to do is you're going to take this little piece here that you picked out. You're going to take it and separate it. Like this. And you're just going to want to braid that small part in the middle. Like you would with your normal braid. And then you just want to keep going down with it. Just keep going down until it's like your other braid, like your normal braid that you did, that you would have done with the first one if you have done that one before. This one's a little bit harder to do because it's a thinner strand. So once you get it all the way to the end or where you want it to be, then you're going to take it and you're going to tie off the end like you would with a normal one, like this one. And then once you tie off that end, then you're going to want to untie your big one over here, like your middle piece that you took the little piece out of. And you're just going to want to untie it. You might want to be a little bit gentle with this part so you don't rip out their mane. And then you want to puff it out a little bit. I'm just keeping that section there. Then if you're like me and you don't like it to be a flat point, then you're going to want to take the band that you moved from the top, and you're going to take it, and you could tie off the bottom, just the bottom part of it, to make it have a triangle shape, which I kind of like better. Like this. This This one's not one of my favorite braids to do, but I mean, like, it still looks kind of cool if you're like looking for something like that. But instead, what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to take that band and pull it out of the end, like for the triangle end. And I'm going to try to hold the triangle end to the other end, to the end of the braid a little bit to make it lay like kind of flat. And I think it might look kind of nice. There, that looks nice. And now I'll show you guys what it looks like. Now, the braid looks like this. I kind of like this one, but my camera's not in focus for some reason. But you can see it, but here. So the mane looks kind of like this. So it's got the section part off top, and you can see the braid kind of going down the middle of it. And then it ties off at the end to make this little braid type thing. It's focusing on the wall. So it makes this. And I think it looks kind of nice though. So the next braid I'm going to do is a triangle braid, or you guys might like call it a star braid or something else. Diamond braid, but it's kind of like where you take a piece of hair, and I'm going to take this little piece here because Wayne doesn't have that much hair here. And I'm going to take it, and I'm going to pull it up here, right here. So, okay, I gotta redo that band. That was not a good band. But, so what you want to do is you want to take your band and take a small little section of mane. For me, it's like about that size of a section. Like, it's not terribly big, but not also really, really small. And I'm going to take my band here, and I'm going to take it and put it up onto the mane of the horse. On the mane of the horse here. And then I'm going to tie it down like that. And there you go, you got your first section. I'm going to do 4 or 5 sections probably. So, this is how so I might just time lapse this. Alright, so once you get your 6 braids in, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to take their mane and put it into triangles, and you're going to want to do it on all 3, like this. So what you're going to want to do is see, I'm kind of in the way of it, but I got to do these other 2 anyway, so you guys will be able to see as I do it. But you're going to want to put all 3 of your rows, or however many rows you guys decide to do. Like, there's no strict way you have to do it. What you're going to want to do is you're going to take them and put them all into 3 triangles, or as many as you guys are doing. I don't really know how many you're doing, but so once you get them into those 3 rows, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to take another band and section out half of these, the half of the bottom and half, and then you're going to want to take those halves and put them like this and do another triangle shape. And you can keep doing this literally forever, depending on how long your horse's mane is. But you're going to want to do that until you get more of a diamond shape, like this. So I'm only doing 6 strands, which makes technically 3 bindings, which goes down to 2 into a 1. But it's kind of the general idea, honestly, on how to do it. And once you get it onto that, there's a piece of hair in the middle, but I honestly kind of don't care. But there. Like that. So there will be like these little wispies at the end, but it's going to look something probably like that. But now I'm going to go and show you what they look like. Looks like. So as you can see, it's got the 3 triangles, and then it goes down to the 2 split. Just ignore those. And then into a single one that you could probably split off if your horse's mane is longer. But yeah, that's kind of the general idea on how it's supposed to look. Alright, and the final braid we're going to do is not really a braid, it's just pretty much banding their mane. Like what you would do at like a horse show. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to take a couple bands. And it's easier with a stool if you have a horse. And what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to section off little pieces of mane, like you would for your star thing. And normally their mane would be much shorter than his, but his is quite long, which is why I use him for braiding mane. And then you're just going to want to band it off, kind of up towards the root. This is probably the most simple one that you can do, but it is something that a lot of people don't really know how to do. So you just got to band upward, up onto the top of their mane, and section off into really small pieces. You probably could do a star build if you wanted with it if their mane's long enough, but this is kind of a normal Western or like showmanship show type thing. Is to just have their mane banded. You mainly use it when you're doing Western.
Don't forget to check out part 2 of braiding the horse's tail.
But their mane would normally be much shorter than this. What his mane looks like after banding. So you can see you just kind of put it up towards like the root. This is probably the best one out of them. Like this is what you don't want to have, is one that's a little bit too low. But normally their mane would be cut about here, I would say. About maybe like 2 inches, 2 to 3 inches, about that long. But yeah, there is a couple other types of braiding I didn't show you guys because I don't really know how to do them. But there's like English braiding, which is where they have it like twirled up on the top of their neck in like a little bun type shape. But I don't really know how to do it, but I might be able to try. But yeah, that's a Western braid.